wrestling fans, and welcome to the biggest predictions party of the summer. I am Steve Fall. She is Stephanie Hypes. We are talking about SummerSlam. How are you doing?
I like how you did that. You should have do it again.
SummerSlam.
Perfect.
I just pulled my back to it saying that again. But folks, welcome to the show on SE Scoops. We are here, and I don't have any of my props with me, but here is Stephanie with the sunglasses. She's got a little umbrella inside of a drink. It's wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
It is
my
wonderful.
husband just handed this to me.
Wow.
He understands. It's SummerSlam time.
You got an art director next to you handing you these props. Oh, wow. Soon you'll have a coconut and sipping out of that, and by the end of it, you'll be tipsy.
Yes.
But
it's falling out my chair by the time we get to the main event. So
it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one because I think the biggest thing going into SummerSlam is not the matches. It's will Theory cash in on Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar? And I think that's the biggest question of the night. All night will be asking us. And I think during SummerSlam, it's my opinion, they're going to tease it. You know, they'll show Paul Heyman back in the back getting interviewed by Kayla, and then you'll see like Theory in the distance and him like looking at each other from the gaze. And so do you think Theory is going to cash in?
I don't know. I think he's going to start to and then pussy out, if you will. I think he's going to back off. Yeah. I think he's going to try. I think he's going to get there. I think he's going to hand the briefcase to the ref, and he's going to go, never mind, stop. Especially if he sees some movement, like some life out of either one of them. He's not gonna. I
think the only way that could stop a cash in is hearing the music of John Cena.
Ooh,
that's the only thing. Because I know they wanted to have John Cena versus Theory, obviously, but John Cena apparently has been reported that he is filming the second season of his TV show, so he's wrapped up in that, obviously, because that's more money.
Absolutely.
So Theory going into this, I could see him attempting a cash in, but failing with someone's involvement, but not losing the briefcase.
I see what you're saying.
But him actually cashing in and beating Roman Reigns or beating Brock Lesnar, that'd be mind blowing.
I just keep thinking about the fact that he is the guy, right? He's the pushed guy. He's the Vince guy. I don't see him failing the cash in. So what does that mean? I don't see him successfully cashing in as far as him actually getting to the point of cash in. I think he'll get there. He'll hand the briefcase. I like your theory. No pun intended. John Cena music hits and he doesn't go through with it. Obviously him and John Cena get into it in the ring and we'll go from there.
I have a feeling people are going to be angry at the ending of Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. And so to make everyone go home happy, John Cena returns, costing Theory the opportunity to cash in, setting up Theory versus Cena. Theory still, though, has his briefcase. He didn't actually get to do the full-on cash in. We'll explain that on Raw. Like, all night long on every podcast, every video will be like, he gave up his briefcase. He can't cash in again. It's over.
Yeah, but the bell never rung. It's going to be okay.
And then the next day, it'll be like, Michael Cole will be like, actually, it wasn't official. The match didn't start.
Adam Pearce has come out. It is not official.
The officials say it's not official, so I am an official saying officially that it's not official.
Yes.
Officially.
You know what's going to happen.
So, but let's go to Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, though.
The main event. I'm assuming the main event.
Of course it's the main event. No, the main event is Logan Paul versus The Miz. Get out of here. Roman Reigns losing is very shocking to me because he has both belts. If they said it was for one title, I could see Roman totally losing. But it's for both.
I don't know how they're going to get these two titles off. I don't understand. I'm at a loss here because I hate that the titles aren't on TV weekly. I hate that they're not at every pay-per-view. And if they did want to get them off him, I don't see this being it. I don't see this being the way. So I don't. This is the end of the trilogy between him and Brock. Or the
trilogy.
The trilogy.
It's like Star Wars. There were originals. There were prequels. There were sequels. There's spin-off TV shows on Disney Plus. Brock Lesnar is a farmer.
This is number 10, number 8, number 9, number 10.
I don't know.
Ridiculous. Anyway, it's supposed to be the last one.
Yeah.
We'll see in the year, but I don't. Obviously, I see Roman going over Brock. I I'd get these titles off of him, Steve.
When the rumor came out of WrestleMania that he was injured, I thought, all right, this is how you do it. Roman Reigns is injured. He can't compete, so on and so forth. So you split him up, and then Roman can come back with a storyline saying, I never lost my belts. I want them both back. Something like that. That's the only way I can imagine this happening. But because it all leads to Clash of the Castle. In my brain, that event ends with 80,000 fans screaming for Drew McIntyre holding the belts over a prone Roman Reigns. That is the image I have in my brain. And if it does not happen, it's like seeing a movie. You know, James Bond is going to beat that bad villain. If he doesn't beat that bad villain, you're going to go home angry. Even though you already know the ending, you know the good guy will beat the bad guy.
He should.
But Drew not beating Roman Reigns is shocking to me if it happens at Clash of the Castle. Roman beating Brock or Brock beating Roman, I won't be shocked if Roman beats Brock. I will be shocked if Brock beats Roman.
I would too. At this point, I would be shocked. It's Brock Lesnar. I'm not saying it's not believable, but I don't see them putting Brock over Roman unless there is truly something going on and Roman has to drop these titles. So they might shock us all and that might happen. Who knows? But I'm picking Roman to go over. I don't think Theory cashes in. I think he tries. I think he is stopped. I don't know by who. I like your theory that is John Cena, but the newly married John Cena, by the way. Oh, congratulations, sir.
Yeah, it's funny. Nikki Bella wanted to marry him. He's like, nah, I'm good.
Never give up.
Nah, I'm good. I think this is my theory on that marriage, though, is Nikki Bella wanted things from him. I'm assuming his wife doesn't want things from him. She wants to do things for him, and that makes him a happy man. That's my theory.
There's that, or there's just growth, right? Maybe he just realized it is something he wants.
I think he didn't like a powerful woman being his wife, someone who always wanted to like do more and achieve more and do more. He didn't like that. He wanted to be able to go off and do his own thing, come home and have his wife waiting for him versus coming home and the house will be empty because his wife is also off doing these adventurous things, TV shows, movies. These are my theories, but this is SummerSlam predictions, not a relationship theory show. Pat McAfee versus Happy Corbin. Pat McAfee had the best match at WrestleMania, no doubt about it, with Theory and Vince and Austin, everyone involved. This time around, I think it's going to be another barn burner of a matchup, and I think Pat McAfee picks up the win here.
Pat definitely picks up the win. I am actually looking forward to this match the most out of all of them because Pat McAfee is amazing. Baron Corbin is amazing. If you don't think Corbin's amazing, you have an issue. The man is great at what he does, and he's going to put Pat over wonderfully. I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited for this one. Ever since they were setting it up, and I'm like, is this happening? Is this happening? Corbin is one of the best heels in a very long time for a lot of reasons. But their chemistry already is just great.
It was so crazy because it was like I think it was during Money in the Bank or
right,
a week
right after
they started like setting it up. I'm like, we're not even at Money in the Bank yet. Like. You're setting up matches. They were booking them. They were like Brock versus Roman and Pat McAfee versus Corbin. I'm like, for SummerSlam? I was like, you know you have Money in the Bank, right? You still have this pay-per-view you have to get into, but still, it's great. I think it's going to be a great matchup. We'll see how this goes down, but I think Pat McAfee picks up the win. Corbin, hopefully Madcap Moss somehow gets involved because I love this man. I interviewed him last week and he was such a kind gentleman that now I'm like, Madcap, even though he doesn't have a damn shirt. I told him, and he knows, I told him there's no drop-down menu for you on WWEshop.com. So just saying.
Just a little thirsty.
Oh, a little thirsty. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I hope to see Madcap Moss as well for absolutely no reason other than to see Madcap Moss.
Just to see him with no shirt on. That's what you're saying? That's what you just said. Where's your husband? Is he still there?
You have to go get the toddler. It's okay.
Okay. All right. Sure. U.S. title is also on the line. Bobby Lashley versus Theory. I was shocked. I tell you, shocked when Bobby Lashley won that title again. And now we have Theory And again, we go back to a month ago. It feels like everything's connected to Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Not even a month ago, like a couple weeks ago.
Ago.
It seemed that Theory vs. Cena was like the match for SummerSlam, so they wanted to get the U.S. title off of Theory. So when he lost to John Cena, it wasn't like, wait, why wasn't it for the title?
Right.
And then out of nowhere, that didn't happen. And here we are in today's new world of Bobby Lashley with the title. So if Theory does cash in, Bobby Lashley, I think, has to keep the belt. But then how do you have Theory
because
lose?
Theory is literally saying, I'm going to be the youngest, best overall champion ever. He says he's going to have the U.S. belt and both the world title belts.
Who's going to team up with to beat the Usos, the Street Profits? Adam Pearce?
So I don't know. But
Shane McMahon?
He's saying he's going to beat Bobby and get the U.S. title and then cash in on Roman or Brock and also have the Undisputed Universal Championship. So
I like Theory, but that's too much for me. I'm sorry.
Vince's guy. Like, that's what I'm saying. I can't see him losing to Bobby again because you're right. Even in the audience, I think most of us were at Money in the Bank were like, Bobby won? Because I mean, it's Theory. It's Vince's boy. I was like, there's no way he's gonna look, and he lost. And I was like, excuse me, like you heard the pop for Bobby, right? And I'm like, are they really gonna have Theory lose to Bobby again?
Right. It seemed like Bobby was supposed to be setting up as like the U.S. champion to go lose to another world champion. That's what it felt like to me. It felt like, oh, we're setting up Bobby to be the new face of Raw, so he can go fight all these heels like the Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And then, but we're so close to SummerSlam, it's like, okay, and Clash the Castles, obviously Drew McIntyre. It's like, okay, what? Then you get Extreme Rules, so I guess we go to October. Like, we're only in July. We are in July, and we're booking for October.
I don't know how we book this because I don't see Theory losing again, but it wouldn't make sense to have Bobby lose the title right away. So Right. And if Theory's not cashing in at the end of the night, like, actually truly cashing in.
It's very awkward. I'm going to go with Bobby Lashley wins somehow. I don't know how, but and that's what makes Theory angry when he cashes in later. Because he's like, I'm pissed off. I'm going to do something later. And we're going to get teased all night on that, I feel like. So Bobby Lashley for the win for me, at least.
Yes. Theory is going to be a center point of SummerSlam. So Bobby Lashley, I agree.
But like, if I was putting money down, I would probably pick Theory.
I just don't see Vince making him lose again. Something wonky has to happen. It can't be clean.
Let's have Omos come down and get included in this match and win it because everyone loves Omos. Omos. Let my juices be titillated by Max Dupree winning the belt. He can come down and win. What are you, Becky Lynch? That's what you look like to me right now.
My glasses are not near as expensive, so.
Well, I bet her headgear is like $10,000. So it's like, oh hey everybody, I'm just here to pick up my kids at daycare. Miss Lynch, we've asked you numerous times not to wear your scissor-shaped glasses that will stab all children if you go near them. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, and just stabs them all in the face. Speaking of Becky Lynch, she does have a championship match against Bianca Belair, and this is a rematch from last year. And people were very angry last year, and I was so angry. People were angry up until WrestleMania.
I was so happy.
You were so happy Becky Lynch returned and beat Bianca
Belair.
My
girl was back. How could you be mad, y'all?
I'm gonna put my sunglasses on.
Look, I understand. So what I was mad about, it wasn't even the squash because I knew this would lead to a longer story. It was more about the fact that they only had a 26-second match and it's SummerSlam. That's why I'm
also, we're supposed to get a WrestleMania rematch. Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. We didn't get that.
Yeah.
We got Carmella.
And that's why Becky got called back because Sasha was not able to come. But here's my thing. I'm looking forward to this match because a lot of people, I should say Becky fans, tend to get mad at me because I booked Becky to lose.
Becky fans get mad at you?
There's some who are, why would you have her losing all the time? Why? I'm like, because it's the story. You gotta
it's real, Stephanie. Don't you know it's real?
Well, don't you want her to win? I'm like, yeah, when it makes sense. And my thing is, she gets it. That she's good at telling stories. She understands she has to take L's. It's going to be okay, people. I'm here to tell you it's going to be okay. I'm hoping they do a two out of 3 falls match, and one of those falls, Bianca beats her in 24 seconds. Because
later on?
Like the third fall is Bianca beating her in 24 seconds. Because
not in SummerSlam though.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Why is it going to be 2 out of 3 falls?
No, I'm hoping they make it a 2 out of 3.
Oh, I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, it's like when you told me you were raised by panda bears on Monday.
I'm hoping they make it a 2 out of 3 falls match instead of just doing a quick squash match. Number one, I want their match time to be longer, but I also get Bianca squashing her in less than 26 seconds. Because what is the only bragging right Becky still has over Bianca? I beat you in 26 seconds. She brings it up every week, over and over again. So how do you shut her up? You beat her in less time. It's going to happen.
At SummerSlam?
It has to.
Man.
But I don't want a 24-second match for these women again. Story-wise, it makes sense. I don't want a quick match again, though. So either make it a lengthier match and make it 2 out of 3 falls, or have her beat Becky and then have her say, I want someone else. I want another opponent. Rhea Ripley returns, and we're done.
I would accept this.
Yeah.
I'll accept that. Bianca Belair needs to beat Becky Lynch. That's all I need to say.
She will.
It has to happen. Or
it has to. It's a big culmination.
I'm going to send all these Becky fans who are mad at you, and I'm going to get them up on a nice giant ball. I'm going to throw them into your face, and I'll send them to you. I'll make a video.
I want her to lose.
Attack Stephanie.
I want her to lose. It makes sense for her to lose. Everyone's like, well, you heard her. It's her comeback story. I'm like, just because she says it, she's a delusional hill. She thinks it's her comeback story.
Those are real thoughts. Those aren't her. Those aren't. How dare you? She's probably also sleep deprived, having a baby in a bus. I can't imagine that. How do you sleep? And then how do you look better than you did?
She looks fucking amazing
before you had a baby.
Getting ready on a bus.
It must be the breastfeeding. I don't know.
I'm like, I told my husband, like, I can buy a bus. Maybe I'll look better.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, or her job is to constantly work out and look good. So maybe that might help. And probably has personal trainers and everything you can think of. People don't realize that. They're like, oh, I want to look just like it. I want Finn Balor's 10 abs. Do you think Finn Balor's going to Dairy Queen or, buying a pizza? He is not.
Well, and they do, but they
have these things called
they have the means. They have the means to buy what they want, work out how they need to.
Yes.
All those things that us normal people are not necessarily privy to. So
yes, the norms, I believe they call us.
Norms.
The norms. So we both believe Becky's losing. Bianca takes home the win.
Right. Absolutely.
Tag team titles are also on the line with the strangest stipulation I've ever heard in my life. Double J, that's J-E. Double F, J-A-R-R-E. Double T, that's Jeff Jarrett. Because they're in Nashville. Do you get it? Because we're in Nashville. That means Jeff Jarrett is a special guest referee. That's like getting a NASCAR driver to be like, oh, we're in the South, so we need to have a NASCAR driver be the special guest referee. Well, why? Because we're in the South. That's why we're here.
I was waiting for just some amazing announcement, storyline making sense, like Solo Sakai or something from NXT.
I never thought that. I always thought it would be a wrestler.
That's what I'm saying. I thought it would be like a wrestler, though, that would make kind of sense with the storyline, like Sami Zayn.
I would no. It never would have been. It never would have been someone on the current roster. Like if anything, like a Bret Hart, like something on the lines of that. Like Mr. SummerSlam, Bret Hart has had pretty damn good matches. Yeah, a legend. And Jeff Jarrett, I guess, is a legend. Great Intercontinental Champion, Tag Team Champion. He's done amazing things, but it was so left field. And Yeah. Like, what? No, we're going to Nashville.
Yeah. So anyway, I am assuming the Usos retain and we might see a breakup.
I'm going with the opposite. I think I asked Angelo Dawkins, what would happen if the Street Profits broke up. And he was like, oh, well, you know, everyone says Tez is this great, but I have good moves too. And I'm like, okay.
He does.
Okay. But if you've paid attention to wrestling media the past like 2 weeks, every time Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford are asked about Street Profits breaking up, even on TV, they've suggested it. They keep bringing it up. They keep bringing it up. They're hitting you over the head with it.
They
hitting you over the head with it enough that everyone's believing it. So if you believe it, you think it's going to happen.
Like me.
But in reality, it's not going to happen. And that's how they trick you. And that's how the Street Profits win the belts, because they tricked you with media interviews. Yep.
So you're saying it's like reverse psychology.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying Street Profits win the belts, and they tricked you. Because honest to God, if they broke up the Street Profits, who the hell are the Usos going to fight? I know Alpha Academy is never going to get those belts again.
You don't know.
I know.
Might.
No, God.
And now you have the new evil, violent Empire Viking Raiders, and you have Los Lotharios, and you have Rey Mysterio and Dominic. The tag division.
Judgment Day, I guess.
A little rough. Finn and Pants.
A certain tag team name.
I think this is Finn.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Finn and Pants. I bet Damian Priest walks down. He's like, "Am I Pants? Is that who I'm Pants?" I used to shoot imaginary bone arrows at a wall, and my name would appear. Now I'm just Pants.
Oh, who's from Ireland and wears pants? Finn Balor in pants.
I'm sorry, what?
That was to the SpongeBob
I'm
song.
Finn Balor.
You sang it to the Sponge, but that's not like Drew McIntyre. What was that?
We all sound the same. Racist. Donkey. We've done this is like
our Scottish and Irish fans and followers are going to be mad.
I highly doubt it. I do really good in Germany. If you look at my hits, Germany loves me.
Do you?
Guten Tag. Nice. That's not Germany. I don't think that's Swedish.
I was born in Germany.
Hello.
Hi, people.
Yes.
Hi, my people.
My main hits are in United States, obviously. Turkey, Germany loves me, and Canada. So those are the 4 big places that love Steve Fall, and I appreciate it. Street Profits are gonna beat Usos. They're tricking us all with social media.
I'm picking Usos. It's the first time we're split. Write it down. I picked the Usos. You picked the Street Profits.
Mm-hmm.
I would love the Street Profits to win, but I just don't see this monarchy being taken down.
All right. Okay. I like this card though. I know people were saying things about it, but those people are also going to hate themselves for if they won the lottery.
It's because they're rematches, and a lot of them are rematches, and most people just don't like rematches. And I'm like,
you have a 3-hour show on Mondays. You have a 2-hour show on Fridays. You have monthly pay-per-view premium live events with a roster of, let's throw out a number, 70 people, maybe even probably less, probably like 55. So guess what, folks? There's going to be combos that you've seen.
It's
often.
Not even that. They used to have rematches constantly back in the 1990s, and it's not anything new.
Well, also, if you go back to the 1990s, like let's go with before when that Raw existed, there were squash matches. It'd be Hulk Hogan versus a no-namer, Ultimate Warrior versus a no-namer. So finally, when Ultimate Warrior did fight Hulk Hogan, it was like, holy shit, because it's 2 superstars fighting each other. Versus today, they don't have those squash matches anymore. It's all, and people say they want them. They always say they want those squash matches, and then they get them. They're like, bleh, well, I'm going to watch 3 hours of squash matches. Bleh. But yet, didn't you say a week ago you wanted those squash matches? No, I didn't. Let me pull up your tweets. Oh, yes, you did. Liar.
So you're saying wrestling fans don't know what they want?
I'm saying they might be fickle, just like Daniel Bryan said. I'm going to say it. Yeah. Let's go on, though. Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey, SmackDown Championship. I find it very hard to believe that Ronda Rousey is going to take a clean pin or a submit to Liv Morgan. But Liv Morgan,
she's not.
Oh, shit. You think Liv Morgan is going to lose?
No. I believe Miss Charlotte Flair is going to show up and level them both out and cause a DQ.
Wow.
Woo!
Technically, she is in Nashville, I guess, because Ric Flair's last match is that same weekend.
Correct.
July 31st.
Miss
So
Flair will be showing up. She has to. I don't see Liv getting a clean pin. And I don't see Ronda losing. So I think Miss Flair, if Liv does win, it's because Flair did something. Someone's going to cause a distraction of some kind and or DQ both and lay them out.
Interesting.
I hate a DQ at SummerSlam, but
I can't imagine I can't imagine that happen. I can see Charlotte Flair showing up and maybe doing something, but like I know it will happen instantly if Liv Morgan wins because Ronda Rousey is distracted with a schoolboy or a schoolgirl. I guess if it's the girl doing it, there's going to be, well, Liv Morgan looks weak. She's a league champion. She came and beat Ronda, but it's like nobody can beat Ronda. The only people who've beaten Ronda are Becky Lynch
and Charlotte.
And Charlotte Flair. And those are the two biggest wrestlers of the past decade for women wrestling.
Correct.
So, don't hate on me, Sasha Banks fans. I love her too, but she is, I'm sorry, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair.
Well, Sasha never beat Ronda though.
Right.
I don't know. I don't see Liv losing the belt. I don't see Ronda winning the belt. I don't see her pinning Ronda clean. And you're right. There's the Liv Morgan this week thing. That's why I think you have to have Charlotte involved somehow, either taking them both out when the ref's not looking and making one weaker than the other. I don't know, something, because she has beef with both of them. She has history at Liv, and she has, some anger at Ronda for taking her out, right? Yeah. So I think she's going to be involved somehow. I just don't know how it's going to go down. But I'm going to say Liv retains.
Wow.
I don't know how, but she retains.
Okay. Another match that I'm excited to see.
Wait, who'd you pick?
Oh, I picked Liv Morgan.
Oh, okay.
I just don't know how she's going to do it. I don't know.
Unless if they have her pin Ronda Rousey,
I'll be shocked.
They are making a huge statement.
Yeah.
I mean, Money in the Bank alone was a huge statement.
People lost their minds when they saw Liv Morgan come down. They were like Michael. There's a video clip of Michael Cole doing the commentary for that, losing his shit, and I love that.
We all did. That was the loudest pop of the night. Her winning Money in the Bank was loud. Her winning the title was loud. But the loudest pop was when her music hit at the end of that SmackDown match, because nobody expected that. No one. And it was the loudest, most surprising pop of the night. And I got goosebumps. Like, we all were like, is this really happening? No way. They're going to have Ronda lose the title at Money in the Bank.
Man, when she locked in that ankle lock, I was like,
we all did. We're like, no, are they really going to have this woman Feller cash in the exact same night she won it?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would not either. But we were like, is this really happening right now? And we were shocked. It was. I think we were all shocked.
Yeah.
Which is why, again, I don't think Liv's a transitional champion. I
hope not.
Think she's holding on to it. So we'll see.
You got to build people up, just like how they built Bianca, and they did it right. So here we are now. Liv Morgan needs this win. So let's go with Liv Morgan. I don't know how, and that's what makes this match so damn intriguing.
Yes.
I think we need Jeff Jarrett to also referee this match as well. Riddle versus Seth Rollins is a match that I'm very excited for because it seems like this is going to lead into more fresh storylines coming out of SummerSlam. I have a feeling, though, Seth is going to get locked in a trilogy just like he was locked in with Cody Rhodes. That's either a good thing or a bad thing for Seth Rollins because there's no world title to go for if one person has both belts leading into Drew McIntyre. So the only way Seth Rollins can get a championship is to go for Bobby Lashley with the U.S. Championship at Clash of the Castle. So I'm guessing Seth Rollins has to win here, but it seems like Riddle's kind of been on like a weird losing streak. Even though he's been in big profile matches, he's in a losing streak, but so is Seth Rollins. So it's like losing streak versus losing streak. Who's going to win? I'm hoping Seth Rollins.
And they've had so many matches on Raw already. Do we really need a trilogy? And don't get me wrong, they've all been great.
Yeah.
But do we really need the trilogy? I would like Seth to get a W. We've talked about how we dislike how much he's been losing and putting others over. I would like to see him get the W, but Riddle is the face and he's very, very popular with the crowd. So I'm going to pick Seth.
Okay. I just want the WWEshop.com to make me a Riddle scooter. I don't know why. They have like a whole line of wrestlers who have like vehicles like that. Shotzi with their tank. They don't have anymore,
Yeah.
obviously. Edge, when he was in Judgment Day for like the cup of coffee he was, even though he formed it. His rotating chair he was in, like Professor Xavier. Like shit, I was all into that. I interviewed Damian Priest and I told him that we needed to make those. He loved the idea. And then a week later he turned on him. What a piece of garbage. Damian Priest lied to me.
He's like, just because you put out that idea of the chair, he's like, I don't want him making any more money. Now you have to attack him. It's your fault. Now we know. I
apologize, folks. I apologize. I didn't mean for Judgment Day to be ruined. Because
Damian's like, you're not getting that much money. Let me attack you.
It was like, oh, Edge. Cody Rhodes is hurt. We need a new baby face. All right, we'll kick Edge out of his own group. And then, oh, Rhea Ripley's hurt. What? What's going on here? Finn Balor in pants. Dominic's gonna join this. Sorry, the idea of Dominic.
You can tell the presence of Rhea Ripley is definitely missing.
Yeah, it is. We'll see what goes down there. Last match to talk about, though, is Logan Paul versus The Miz. So far, as we predict this, we have an 8-match card. If anything happens between now and SummerSlam, well, guess what? Someone will have to add a video to this. But right now, there's an 8-match card, and I think that's all I want, because I don't want like how WrestleMania. I like WrestleMania's 2 days, because before, when it was like 15 matches in an 8-hour span, it was torture. AEW, their pay-per-views, same exact thing. I'm thinking, oh my God, they have only 8 matches. I'm so excited. And then by the time we get to the event, it's 14. I'm like, you piece of shit.
Stop adding shit.
And it's on a Sunday.
I would like more women on the card. I would like that. I just don't know if we need it. Especially with no title involved. So yeah, I like the 8 matches.
Yeah, the only women I could see being added to this would just toss into a pre-show match is like Nikki Cross and Doudrop versus like Alexa Bliss and somebody.
Asuka. She's been teaming with Asuka. So
yeah, that could be good.
I could see them throwing it in, but you're right. I don't think it's needed at this point.
No, but Logan Paul versus The Miz, this screams Logan Paul beats The Miz, so we can have our celebrity pictures on entertainment and on TV, on the news and social media. You don't bring in a guy who has a huge following to have him lose.
Yeah, no. Logan Paul's winning this, so.
Yeah, and I think this match, my expectations are down in the basement, so when
it's gonna be amazing.
When they do well, I'll be like, whoa, this is amazing. I'm suddenly on the roof of my house.
It's how it was with the Sami Zayn match at WrestleMania against Johnny Knoxville. I was kind of like, what is this gonna be? And it was one of the most entertaining things I've ever seen in my life. I was like, this is great. Yeah. So same thing. My expectations are very low in the sense of I have zero excitement really for it, but they blew the roof off of WrestleMania. I expect them to do the same at SummerSlam probably. So we'll see.
We'll have to see. I think the SummerSlam has the potential to be good, but at the same time, I have been looking forward to other events more so than I am looking forward to this one. I think just seeing the crowd, and that's nice. I like the aesthetics they'll have. They'll have big entrances because it's a big arena and a lot of people will be there. But besides that, it's not like I have canceled all plans to make sure that I have to like a quiet spot to watch SummerSlam. Oh shit!
I agree.
I'm pooping. Leave me alone. I'm in the bathroom. Oh my God, so amazing. I still am pooping. The KFC has gone through me. It's the gravy. It's the gravy.
I agree. Like SummerSlam this year, well, I think the matches will deliver because they all have. I was actually more excited for Money in the Bank.
Me too.
Going not just because I was going to be there, but just going into it for the matches. I was more excited for those than I think I am for SummerSlam, which is weird because it's your second biggest show of the year. I feel like there should be more hype around it. I didn't even. Again, it's been 3.5 weeks. It's very close to the last pay-per-view. We'll see. We'll see.
I
think SummerSlam. It should be more excited than this. But
yeah, there have been SummerSlams in the past where you're like, okay, this is called SummerSlam, but it don't feel like SummerSlam. Money in the Bank really has taken away a lot of luster from pay-per-views, but having it so close to SummerSlam, in the same month, is very sad because as a kid, SummerSlam was, I can't wait for SummerSlam, but that means like school starts like next week.
August. Yep.
End of August. The next week is like school starts in September. This is like, oh, next week is August. Like, this is the first time SummerSlam has ever been in August.
Yep.
It's shocking to me.
And it's because it's in a stadium and football season starts, so they had to move it up.
I don't know. It's crazy, but either way, I think my expectations are like, again, down in the basement a little bit. I'm excited for it no matter what. But what happens is I have such low expectations that suddenly they'll be shot out of the sky, and I'll be enjoying it with my family while watching it, while making s'mores by a fire. So I'll be having a good time.
Nice.
I'll be having a good time. And when my children are going, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "Quiet! We're not watching Bluey right now. Daddy's watching his programs." All right, I do like Bluey. Fine, we'll put it on. Oh yeah. Look at Bluey dance.
My son is in Kanto and Luca.
Oh yes,
loves him.
Yep,
loves him. You put that on, silence.
I'm just into a trance.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
He cuddles and wants to watch it with you, and I'm like, perfect.
Perfect.
Not during SummerSlam.
Oh wow, that's what iPads are for. So we'll see. We'll see. Folks, bad parenting advice here, but thanks so much for watching our predictions about SummerSlam. Don't give your iPads to children all the time, but I do all the time, so it's okay. But anyways, I'm in Steve Fault. She's with Stephanie Hypes. I hope you enjoy SummerSlam. I hope you check out my interview next week. I'm talking to Eric Bischoff, and I'm going to ask him who's going to win Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, and will Theory cash in? I want his answer. You will hear it on NBC Sports Boston. I'm excited. He has a new book coming out too, so we're going to talk about that as well. Very good stuff, folks. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.